Welcome, everybody, to another edition of BadgerBlitz TV. I am Jake Kokorowski, senior writer at BadgerBlitz.com, part of the Rivals Network, covering all things Wisconsin athletics, and it's our first recruiting video. I'm excited, man. Of course, who else better to bring it in than the first verbal commit of Wisconsin's 2022 class? You're seeing some video right now of him on there for the Franklin Sabres. Actually, I went to Franklin for a time when I first moved up here from Florida when I was a teen, and you see some of those videos there. He can throw it. He can run it. Folks, we have from Franklin, Wisconsin, we got Myles Burkett. Myles, thanks for joining the show, man. Really appreciate you making some time on BadgerBlitz TV.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And now let's run through some things. You don't see this, but I'm seeing this right now. We have a little slide for you. 3-star recruit per Rivals. You announced your commitment to Wisconsin back on late January of this year. You're the first verbal for this class. You had 6 offers. You officially visited back on the weekend of June 11th. And then, that's just part of it. Let's talk about your senior season, though, because as a senior, you're leading Franklin to a 9-0 record, one of the number 1 seeds in the WIAA Division I playoffs. You've completed over 74% of your passes, 2,161 yards, a 25-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And of course, you're also running the ball, 7.9 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns, 276 yards altogether. Shout out to, of course, Travis Wilson and WisSports.net for putting those stats together, our friends over there. And, of course, you lead the Franklin Sabres into battle tomorrow night against Milwaukee Riverside, and whatnot. Myles, appreciate you, again, making time. Just overall, man, how are you feeling heading into the playoffs?
Feeling really good. Got a really good group of guys I trust, guys I love on my team. It's been a fun year so far. Made a lot of plays, had a lot of fun. But now it's business time. When you get to the playoffs, it's time to really lock in. And that's the kind of the shift you saw this week in our locker room is, guys really putting their head down and saying, we got to get to work and we got to get to Madison. So it's been a fun year. Regular season was fun, but for us, it's business time.
I'll say within that too, going from your junior year to your senior year, just how have you, in your eyes, how do you feel you've grown as a quarterback and leading this team now into the playoffs?
Being a senior, especially, being committed to Wisconsin, everyone's looking to you to make the play and to kind of lead the team. So I think that's kind of something that I took on myself is this year is not so much about, making plays. It's more about making guys around me better and how can I make my teammates better and how can I motivate them to want to play for me and to play for other guys on the team and the coaching staff. So I think that's one thing that I really developed this year was how to get a bunch of group of guys that are really talented and all really want, to play at the next level and a lot of different interests to play for one goal and to play for each other. So that's one thing that I really wanted to develop this year. And we've done a really good job so far. And you can see on paper, we're 9-0. That's hard to win football games. So for us to not have a loss this season, it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of hard work. So I'm proud of my guys, and it's really all up to them for us being 9-0.
Within that too, looking at the WIAA playoffs, it starts this week. There's some heavy hitters in Division I who are, and obviously you're not looking past, your opponent this week, but just, who do you think besides Franklin, could be contenders this year to get to Camp Randall Stadium for the state championships?
You look at the other brackets, you see the Kimberleys, the Muskegos, the Appleton North, we saw early, Sun Prairies. It was a really good football team, really good players. But, we got to take week by week and we got to look opponent by opponent. We can't go past this week or next week or level 3 because, we got to get there first. So I think we're really not taking any opponent lightly. It's the playoffs. You had to earn a spot to get here. So we got to take every opponent seriously. And, we can't have any hiccups along the way. We know our goals and we know where we should be at the end of the year. We got to continue to play together and continue to play smart to get to where we want to be.
Now, we talked about that. We talked about, your current high school career, but looking ahead to Wisconsin, obviously, again, we mentioned you were the first verbal commitment for this 2022 class, just recruiting wise. And you don't see this picture, but there's some pictures of that we have on the YouTube page of you and some of the recruits from, I believe it was the Michigan game, just the current Wisconsin commits. Just, how has the bond grown for you between, the other Wisconsin commits and yourself, to this point with the early signing period coming in just a couple of months?
It's kind of crazy to see that these guys that you never knew before that you can just become so close with and grow such good bonds with just by football. And, that's the type of thing that you look at as a recruit and going on in life is how much football has done for me and how the people I get to continue to meet and the people I have met. So, these guys in this class, I love them all. We have our jokes, our laughs, but we also have our serious times where we talk business about what we really want to do. So this group of guys, it's a special group of guys. We're really close, and getting up there and spending time with them is super fun every single time. And I know this last week after this big win, we all got in the locker room. We all got to kind of experience that winning environment that we know we're gonna keep on going when we get there. So it's just exciting. I'm excited to get up there, get working with these guys. But for now, building friendships and building bonds with these guys, it's been really fun.
I was gonna say, who's all at the game this past weekend then?
We had Austin Brown was there, JT was there, Gavin Lamb, our kicker, was there. Let's see, we had Jaden Ott, he was there. We all connected super well. He's a super cool guy. And then you'll get Joe Burner up there. You'll see him up there. And Barrett Nelson. It's just we all connect so well, and it's kind of like you'll text in the group chat, who's coming, and then we'll be like, everyone will say, I'm coming, and then we'll meet up and stuff. And it's just really fun just getting to know those guys, and it's crazy. Like I said, it's just crazy how you go from being complete strangers to we're gonna be best friends. So it's pretty cool, and I'm really looking forward to the future with those guys.
I think within that, okay, who's the funniest in that group chat right now? Who's the most serious? Who's the most funniest in your vantage point?
I'd probably say Curtis is probably the funniest. We got this thing called voice chats. Like you can send a recording of you talking on Snapchat, and he's the only one who uses them. And we always make fun of him for it, but he's always got some wild hot takes he wants to say, whether it's about like NFL, NBA, something wild. We'll all just crack a laugh because Curtis said something different or something new that he said yesterday. So Curtis is probably definitely the funniest guy in the group chat. But we all crack some laughs sometimes. We all kind of make fun of each other. It's just a cool group chat, cool guys. And it's just real fun.
Of course, you're talking about Curtis Neal, the 2022 defensive tackle from North Carolina and whatnot. When it comes to, I guess, even talking to Wisconsin, right? How communication's been with the coaching staff and talking with Wisconsin? How often do you talk to Wisconsin, and what do you discuss with the staff?
Right now, they're in their season. They'll send me a text, once a week, just tell me good luck or something like that. And that's what I much prefer. Those are guys that I'd want, like, obviously when I'm there next year, I'm going to want my coaching staff to kind of be concerned with the season and stuff. So, I'd much rather them handle the season and coaching because that's their first job. Recruiting comes second. So, it's once a week. Either it's Coach Rudolph, Coach Herron, just tell me good luck, something like that. Just kind of just stand in my ear, let me know they're there for me. So that's always good, and it's good to know that they're focused on a season first. So I'm super glad that they're doing that first.
I was going to ask you with that too. When it comes to you're playing quarterback, you're the quarterback commit for this class. How are they telling you? What are they telling you about the offense and just where it could go and how they envision you within an offense too?
I think they see that I can open up different concepts and aspects of the offense that you saw similar with Russell Wilson, with my ability to make plays, past the first, second, third read and getting out the pocket. So they like what I can do outside the pocket, and that's something I'm very confident in throwing on the run. So I think the misconception is that I come from Franklin, this aired out offense. But if you really watch our game film, we're probably at this point in the season probably 50-50 under and shotgun. So I've got really comfortable under center, and that's something that they like a lot. And that's something that they think I can translate well to the next level in their offense. So I feel like being under center a lot more this year has helped me a lot to when it comes to me getting there in January and me not being uncomfortable in situations. So they think I can open up different things in the offense that they may not be there now, or or haven't been there in the past. So that's something that I really take pride in is giving them reasons to open it up a little more so we can be a lot better football team.
I was going to ask you with that. What type of offense does Franklin run? For those that don't know, what type of offense does Franklin run? And just how have you seen yourself grow within that scheme too?
Me and our OC, we like to say our offense is similar to the LA Rams, more like a
Yeah.
West Coast kind of 50-50 under shotgun, a lot of play action. We like to take a lot of shots down the field, but we also like to run the screen game a lot. We also like to run the 1 to 2 to 3 reads, high low reads. So I'd say we're a lot more West Coast. LA Rams probably the same. It's worked a lot because of the versatility within the offense. We can go under, we can go play action, inside zone, outside zone, screen from under. Then we can do the same things from in shotgun, and it kind of confuses teams because you really can't lock in on your keys because you got to figure out too much before the snap. So versatility has been the main point in our offense this year, and that's why I've been able to put up some kind of video game looking numbers.
Let's say again, 25-1 when it comes to a touchdown to interception ratio, which is very impressive. Me coming from a former JV quarterback that threw more interceptions than completions my JV year underneath the wing T. I'm borderline jealous there on that end, Myles. Before we get to some quick hitters, talking about this class in general, where you guys sit and what's going ahead for this class. There's 11 scholarship commits at the moment, and just how do you? I know there are a couple in-state players potentially that that still have not committed. That I know that you've talked to, or there's that in-state bond with players. But how do you see this class, finishing out in your eyes?
The guys we got right now are guys that want to go play for Wisconsin and want to win for Wisconsin. So the guys that are left are going to have the same values, and I think they do. And the in-state guys, they love the program, but obviously that's a lifetime decision. So that's nothing that you can put pressure on those guys to make a decision. I've just been staying in their ear, just let them know that I got their back, and the other commits have let them know too. I know me and Joe Burner, we have a really good relationship with Carson, Billy, and Isaac. So we've just been staying in their ear, not trying to annoy them, because obviously that's a decision for them to make. It's not our decision to make or anyone else's decision to make. So I'm confident that they'll make the right decision for themselves, and hopefully that's them playing in Madison, Wisconsin. But if it's not, I got their back, and I wish them the best. But this class moving forward, we're going to get the guys we want. We're going to get the guys that want to play for Wisconsin. So to everyone out there, I just kind of say, we're going to get the guys that want to come and help make Wisconsin one of those top programs again. So, and I think we're really close.
All right, now some fun questions, I promise you, Myles. First off, workout music. What is your favorite? What's the go-to, tune for you at this moment?
So usually when I work out or pregame, I'm usually listening to some Stevie Wonder. Some people, listen to the new type of stuff, but I'm more of like a Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind, and Fire type of guy. I like to listen to that soul music to kind of get my spirit moving before the game and when I'm trying to get better. So it's kind of a out of the park type of playlist, but it gets the job done for me.
I say, what's going to be that one Stevie Wonder song you'll be listening to tomorrow night before the playoffs hit?
Yeah, I like Signed, Sealed, Delivered, all type of stuff, and then that's probably my favorite song by Stevie Wonder, to be honest. And when that song comes on, I know it's business time.
Now you can't see this right now, but I put up a picture of it's you and then Joe Brunner's right next to you. To your left, you're wearing a Milwaukee Brewers cap. Favorite sports teams right now? Who, being an in-state player, who's your favorite sports teams professionally right at the moment?
Let's see. So Bucks, I'm biggest Bucks fan ever. I'm probably biggest Badger player Bucks fan to ever exist. I know I did an interview with Milwaukee Journal Sentinel saying I kind of like being a part of Bucks Twitter more than Badgers Twitter, to be honest. So yeah, huge Milwaukee Bucks fan. Like the Brewers, but then I'm also kind of a Yankees guy. My dad was a Yankees fan growing up. We've been to some games, so always kind of been a Yankees fan, even though I'm not really up to date with baseball. And then football, NFL, I'm not really into NFL a lot. It's kind of weird. People suspect oh yeah, you're a good football player. You definitely love the NFL. I mean, I guess I kind of just watch it for fantasy, to be honest. But I'm more of I like Packers. Then I also like the Washington football team. So I kind of liked them when RG3 came because that's kind of who inspired me to be like the type of quarterback I was when I was younger. So I was a huge RG3 fan. I had an RG3 shirt, jersey, hat, you name it. So I've kind of always just stuck with them, even though it's kind of difficult.
I was gonna say, going back to the Bucks, and me being from Milwaukee too, obviously having that championship summer, and me, being a reporter, I don't cover the Bucks, so there is some Bucks apparel in my household at the moment. Some Bucks and six, obviously, rolling through. And my wife's like, "Don't tell me how much you paid for stuff." Just I'm like, okay, but. Where do you see the Bucks going this season?
I think we're going back to back. I was at the game the other night, opening night. We beat up the Nets, so I think we're going back to back, and I'll be there for every step along the way.
How was the atmosphere in Pfizer Forum? Because I was jealous. I saw a couple of my friends there. How was the atmosphere for the ring ceremony and the game against the Nets?
So I had practice, so I got there after the ring ceremony, but it was all right, yeah. But we got there during the game, and it was kind of weird, seeing all the fans back at one time because I know they had like the little spot behind the bench that was still wasn't there during the playoffs when I went, but just kind of having that back to normal feeling, and then also like having the team coming off a championship, it's pretty wild in there. So I'm excited. I know even I get up to Madison in January, but I'll be back home to get to some Bucks games for sure.
My last question, perfect segue, by the way. You said you're getting up here to Madison in January. I take it you're going to be an early enrollee. What was the decision making behind it? How early did you know that you were going to be an early enrollee, and what led you to that decision?
Before I had a single scholarship offer, I knew I was going early wherever I was going. It's kind of like the decision you have to make if you want to be a great quarterback at the next level is you got to get in there early because there's a lot of more intangible things and technical things that you got to learn at the quarterback position. So I felt trying to get my foot in the water in January and having that whole 9 months before the first game, I think it's going to do huge things for me and give me a bigger advantage when it comes to trying to compete for a job next year and not just trying to come in and be the backup. So I'm confident. I want to come in and mix it up next year. It's not going to be any easy task, but I got to put in the hard work, and it's gonna be on me to get it. And it's going to be on me if I don't. So I'm just really looking forward to getting up there in January and hitting it hard.
And Myles, man, we appreciate you jumping on the show and on your busy day that less than 24 hours away from your first playoff game of the 2021 season. Appreciate you coming on and looking forward to it. We'll see you up here in Madison coming up in January.
Thanks for having me.
Folks, that was Myles Burkett, Franklin, Wisconsin quarterback. Big thanks to him joining the show. Folks, we're going to end it right there. Make sure everyone be sure to like us on Twitter, subscribe to this podcast, obviously, hit that big thumbs up button. And of course, there's a subscribe button in there, especially if you have that on your mobile phone. Of course, on Twitter at McNamara Rivals for John McNamara, for me at Jake Coco. And then like us on Facebook, hit that search Wisconsin Badgers on BadgerBlitz.com. Folks, have a great start to the weekend ahead. We'll see you guys. Actually, I'll have some more videos up later this week. Stay tuned. More from Badger Blitz TV on BadgerBlitz.com's YouTube channel.